The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Bermuda's Feel Good Early Morning Show. Good day, Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. For the month of August, every new customer that signs up for online ordering at pizzahouse.pm will receive a 5% discount on their order. So make sure you sign up today. There are only 5 days left in the month, so you want to get that discount before the month ends. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert, and we are ready to bring you some feel good vibes this morning. I feel like I said that already. Maybe I didn't. Either way, I feel good.
It's so natural now that you're like, autopilot, did I do it? We're going to do it again anyway.
Yeah. Our feel good topic of the day is another Bermudian success story, Cayla Cross of Cross Court Tennis. And we're going to be discussing the benefits of playing tennis at all ages. Our feel good vibe of the day is none other than joke time with Jacky. So if you want to laugh to get your morning started, because it is TGIF, it is Friday, make sure you stick around to the end of this episode because that's when we get into our feel good vibe. But before we get into all of that, let's get this episode started with our feel good warm up. And we have a question that is related to the upcoming US Open, which is currently in its qualifier stage. And the tournament is set to start on August 30th, 2021. So Jacky and I want to know, what are your thoughts on Serena Williams withdrawing from the US Open? Do you think it is time for her to retire? Let us know in the comments. I would like to hear Jacky's opinion because she is the tennis pro on this show. And we often, when we have these tennis conversations, I have to let her sit in the driver's seat because I have no idea what's going on. So Jacky, you shared the picture with the graphic that, where Serena was letting everyone know that she had withdrawn from the US Open. What were your thoughts when you first saw it? Like, as a Serena fan, I'm pretty sure you probably looked up to her playing tennis yourself. Like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking when you first saw that?
Oh, I was there. That's why I sent it to you guys immediately. I was just like, guys. But then, of course, I read it again in its entirety, and I was just like, it's understandable because at our age, if we have one little injury, we got to take it easy because one little injury could turn into like bed rest. Mm-hmm. We are not young anymore. We don't bounce back as much as as fast as we used to. But
so for context for the audience, so she did withdraw because of an injury. So can you explain a little bit more about the injury and how, I guess, serious that type of injury is for a tennis player? Because I think when we hear injuries, sometimes we're just like, oh, you'll be fine. It's not that bad.
So she actually pulled her hamstring, which I don't know if anybody else has pulled their hamstring, but it's painful, depending on how bad it is. I pulled my hamstring one time and I felt like my knee wasn't connected to my leg anymore. I was just like, wow. Oh my God, I couldn't walk properly. Felt like I was just hyperextending, like there was no control. So that usually takes, for me, it's still healing.
Wow.
The hamstrings, I feel like they're almost the equivalent of saying, like how you'd pop your Achilles. It just keeps getting irritated over and over and over again. All our muscles and joints and ligaments are connected through our entire body. So if you pull your hamstring, the likelihood of your back acting up, your knee acting up, or your calf acting up, it just, it's more likely that you're going to hurt yourself even more.
Right.
So for her to take the rest when she's about to play the US Open, which is one of the highest tournaments that she can play, that caliber is too high for her to not be able to push off and sprint. Like most sprinters, that's something that they'll pull either their calf or their hamstring. So
And when you say like her push off, like is that like a part of her like when she serves, or is it just generally
everything?
The entire game? That's just how she plays.
Everything.
Okay.
So like if you're sprinting to the net, you can't sprint to the net without like almost pulling up or holding back because of the fear that you may tear it again or irritate it again, because you know that little bit of inflammation can ruin it all. Some people will have their what is it called? Not the crutch, the cane, walking cane.
Oh, I was like, I thought it was a tennis term. I was like, girl, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I had my cane for when I put my hamstring out. It was my 30th birthday. I was having way too much fun, and I was running on the grass, and one leg went one way and one leg went the other, and all I heard was, and I was just like, I threw all the ice out of the cooler and I sat in it. I just sat in it. And I was just like, yeah, I just pulled my hamstring. I just popped. And I want to say it probably took about 2 months for me to feel comfortable to walk without the, like push off and not feel like it's about to be irritated again.
Right.
Can't overstretch it. Had to do therapy. It's just not worth going back, especially when you're Serena and you've won that tournament how many times? Like,
right. So I just want to remind the audience,
won everything.
We would like to know your thoughts on Serena withdrawing from the U.S. Open. Do you think it's time for her to retire? Because I feel like this is the second thing that she's withdrawn out of recently or in the last year or so? Or
everybody's withdrawn a few times. So I've actually, my years
count.
All my years blend right now with COVID. I'm just like, did she withdraw this year or was that last year?
As well.
Well,
I guess my question around that is like, so at what point do we say, okay, it's about that time for someone that's playing tennis to retire? Not necessarily Serena specifically, but you know, if you have an opinion on her retirement, feel free to share that. But like, at what point does a tennis player really have to have that conversation with themselves and be like, all right, it's time for me to like, you know, pack it up? And what does packing it up look like? Because, you know, in basketball, you're out. You don't come back.
No, tennis should like semi-retire. So maybe she'll retire from singles, but there's still doubles and mixed out there for her to compete in. Like you have some players that will only singles circuit for a short period of time, but the Bryan brothers, they still compete. Like they're still very much out there and playing. And gosh, how old are they? They gotta be in their 40s easily.
Okay.
Because when the Axel Open used to be at Coral Beach, I don't know if you remember that, when the schools used to be able to go to Coral Beach, watch this futures tournament, and they were actually there, and they used to do exhibition matches. You used to see them out in like fireman costumes and stuff like that. So when they were doing that, I was about 9, 10, and they were in their mid-20s at that point. So they got to be up there now, and they're still competing and still winning.
Wow.
Still very much winning. So if you're still winning, and obviously she still has the passion for it, because it was Wimbledon, I think it was Wimbledon's second or third round when she actually injured herself and had to pull out. And she was like distraught, just crying. So you can't want somebody to retire, but they still have the passion and the drive to still want to play. And they're still able to beat majority of the people on the circuit.
Right. No, I totally get it. I was just wondering because, like, you know, in other sports, you do see like there is a peak where there is like a moment where, all right, Michael Jordan, you can't be playing against Kobe Bryant, you can't be playing against LeBron James. Like you can if you believe it. However, there is a level of, you know, fitness that you just are not going to have as you get, you know, to your 40s and 50s. You're not going to be able to sprint up and down that court as fast as these guys. So like, you know, is there a moment where you switch? So it seems like in tennis, because you have other options, like you don't always have to be the star player, like you don't have to do the singles, that you have that option. So I think that's great that, you know, she can basically do it till she retires. So she likes retirement age. Like
she doesn't have to. I think everybody wants her to retire because she's not winning the Grand Slams anymore. Everybody wants her to get to, you know, to break the record and be the one that has because everybody already thinks she's the good, but she doesn't hold the most Grand Slam wins.
Okay.
So people want her to pass and get the 25 and
then be like, deuces.
Peace. But right now she's chilling, she's having fun. I mean, there's some people out there that's still on the circuit that are maybe 5 years younger than her that have never won a Grand Slam. So what, should they retire?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, hey. I see we have Rashida Garvin in here with us. Good morning to you. If you're just joining us, let us know in the comments your thoughts on Serena Williams withdrawing from the U.S. Open. Do you think it's time for her to retire as she is getting older? She is going to be more injury prone, or it is going to take a little bit longer for her to, recover from injury. So let us know your thoughts on that. We're actually going to have a conversation with Cayla Cross of Cross Court Tennis Academy, and we're going to be talking about the benefits of tennis at all ages. So this is going to be a really good topic to talk about with not only Cayla but Jacky, because they both are tennis pros right here on the island. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with our feel good topic of the day.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. Do remember, for the month of August, every new customer that signs up for online ordering at pizzahouse.bm will receive a 5% discount on their order. So make sure you sign up today, because there are only 5 more days left in this month. You want to get that discount. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert. And if you're just joining us, today's feel good topic of the day is a Bermudian success story, Cayla Cross. And I see we have some comments that I want to get into before we get into that topic with Cayla. So it looks like Carlton Fleming says she should leave and she doesn't want to play anymore. Okay. And I think that's what you were saying, Jack, as well, right? You're saying, like, if she's passionate about the sport, then she should continue to keep it going. And Michael Anthony Mustin says, I just want to know Harry is going to start playing. Okay, I'm waiting for it to be cool. And Jacky's camp ends today. Today is the end of summer camp day. So she'll have a little bit more flexibility in her schedule. And we have vacation coming up. So I feel like that is going to be the perfect time for us to do it, Jack. I have said that.
I'm going to work on our vacation.
Yes. This is how this works. It's a partnership, Jack. It's a partnership. It looks like Weldon Wade is in here with us. He says, out here, he's yawning, but he's saying good morning to you as well. And what did Michael Anthony Mustin also said? There's a tournament this week. Let's get her in the red green dot. What is that? I don't understand that. Is that like tennis terminology?
Kind of. So there's different types of bowls out there. So you have the red dot. Sometimes it's a big bowl, and then you have the compression's different as well. So the pressure of the bowl. So it's slower, it has less bounce, it's bigger, so it's a bigger target, and then it gets smaller and faster as you go up the ranks.
Okay, interesting. And then Weldon is also saying that I need to go free diving as well. Okay, I have a really busy September, it seems. I will be definitely out playing tennis, and I will be free diving. But let's get back to our feel good topic of the day. I want to bring in Cayla Cross of Cross Court Tennis Academy, because I actually want to get her opinion on this. So, Cayla, I'm going to bring you into the studio right now. Good morning, Cayla.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
We are well. And so, you were backstage, you heard us talking about Serena withdrawing from the U.S. Open, and, do we think she should retire? What are your thoughts on it? Because you two, just like Jacky, play tennis here on the island. What are your thoughts on her withdrawing?
I'm like those who believe that I really want to see her get the 24, 25 majors in before she leaves. I think she's capable. So I'll sit back and watch until she does it. But it's unfortunate for her injury. Like Jacky was saying, hamstring injuries, those take a while to heal. And like we said, she's gotten older, so. But I think she still got it.
So it looks like the team of Good Day Bermuda and Cayla are saying that she should stay. So it's a stay for us.
I need you guys to understand that Cayla is like a Serena or a Williams sister, like cheerleader. My favorite video is when Venus and Serena are playing it, and Cayla is recording herself watching the dance. She's like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Cheer them on! They can hear you, Cayla. They can hear you." I love it.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Terri.
Oh, sure. I was going to let y'all have a little power up for a second. So, Kales, for those that don't know, what is Cross Court Tennis Academy and how did it all start?
Okay, Cross Court Tennis Academy is just me coaching. It started, I would say, in 2017, where I was just doing it part-time. But I took the leap and I've decided to do full-time as of June 1st this year.
Nice.
And yeah, it all started, unfortunately, with the passing of my father, who was my coach. I made a promise at his funeral that I would start coaching, and he passed in 2016. So March 2017, I used my best friend, Cayla. I was like, look, I'm about to start coaching. Let me coach you so I can make sure I know what I'm doing. And it took off from there.
I mean, condolences obviously on your father's passing, but
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Jackie,
oh my God, Jackie.
I'm sorry. No,
because the emotional one on the
yes.
show.
Cayla and I grew up together. So Uncle Howie was my coach as well. He used to take us on, he used to have he was our national coach to take us to represent Bermuda or other trips and stuff like that. So I'm just sitting here listening to Cayla carry on his legacy. And Uncle Howie did a lot for tennis. Like, he did a lot for Bermuda's tennis. So to see Cayla joining the team to carry that legacy on, it's so exciting. Because we don't have a lot of female coaches in Bermuda. It's one Bermudian female coaches in Bermuda. We have Ashley Brooks, myself, my mom has retired, so it's Tara, my sister, and then Cayla. And then you have Caitlin Gordon that, will teach here and there, but she's still part-time. But Cayla, you're saying that you went from part-time to full-time. What made you take that leap? Because I know we semi-discussed it off air like a couple months ago. But like, what was it? What was the turning point?
COVID. COVID brought it out of me, definitely. Like, it was about a week in March where every time I got a shower, it was just like, God was like, you gotta resign. You gotta do it now. And I'm like now? He's like, yeah. Call your boss today and tell him that you're resigning because you're gonna coach tennis full time. And I did it. And I think it was the best decision I've ever made.
I would wholeheartedly agree. I would wholeheartedly agree. And I just want to remind the audience, if you have any questions for Kales, if you have any comments for her, do make sure you drop them in the comments, because we will bring them up on the screen so that we can ask them of her and show them to her. Go ahead, Jack.
So back to me. So Kales, obviously we've been representing Bermuda for our entire lives. And I just want to know your point of view, because everybody has the different experiences. But what has it been like being a female tennis player, or like, better yet, a Black female tennis player in Bermuda?
In Bermuda, representing Bermuda, or just in Bermuda, period?
In Bermuda, period.
Rewarding. I would say it's not many of us. So, wherever we go, they're like, oh, you're the tennis player. And I kind of wish it was more of us in Bermuda. Not kind of. I do wish that. So I can't say my friends and I played tennis. Like, I was the only one who played tennis. Everyone who I know in tennis is because I met them through tennis. Right. I wasn't going to school like, okay, me and my friends got tennis practice after school. You know what I mean? Like, at any school I ever went to, it was like I was the only girl that played tennis there. So even going forward now, like, my hopes is to help grow the awareness of tennis. Like, there's so many potential athletes out there. Like, even the little kids I have now, I'm like, wow, you guys are really good. You don't even understand. And even the adults I coach now, they're like, why didn't my parents put me in tennis? Like, I should have been playing this when I was younger. Like, yeah, you definitely should have. So, everywhere we went, people would be like, I could beat you in tennis. Had so many bets with teachers and just anybody. Like, oh, I'll beat you in tennis. And then they get out there and they're like, whoa, never mind. So, Yeah, I would say I've been fortunate to be a tennis player and be as good as I am. Obviously, thanks to my father. And I think we have to change the narrative. Like, people always tell tennis is a rich person's sport. I can't afford tennis lessons. Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you definitely can with me because I already think people think like that. I've already put the prices at an affordable rate just to get more people involved, because honestly, it is the best sport in the world. Like, you can't tell me
Thank you.
it's different.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. And I can relate to everybody doing bets. People be like, I could beat you. I'm like, all right, cool, $5,000 cash. And I'm just like, huh? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make my money somehow. I'm gonna be out here with you. Like, it's not even a real competition. So if we're gonna do it, it's gonna be like a lesson, and I'm gonna get paid for all your trash talk that I've had to endure over the years. Anytime, because they always choose the hottest time. Like, it's usually summertime. I'm like, yeah, I could beat you. I'm like, right now, let's go. Let's get this out the way, because it's a list long of people that want to challenge us. And, you know, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I could beat you and Gavin, or I could beat you and Cayla in doubles. Yeah. Let's go. I could beat the two of you, just me. And I'm like, okay, let's go. I love this triangle. But you're talking about juniors, right? What is an ideal age for a player to start? If they want to compete and represent.
If they want to be like professional, probably 5, 6, 7. But honestly, I didn't start till about 9, 10, and I think that's a good enough age. It's just the commitment. Like, how much are you willing to practice? You know, you can't start at 9 and think you can only come once a week. You're kind of at that age where you have to commit and make tennis your focal point. So you need to be training like pretty much every day, or at least 5 times a week. You know what I mean? But these days, these kids are involved in so many things. So it's kind of like they have to kind of decide a bit early what route they want to go down. Because I don't think that you can be professional. I'm thinking of like Serena's level, if you're gonna be involved in too many sports. But I mean, if you're trying to just get a university scholarship, 10, even 12 years old, you can still definitely do that.
That's great insight, because to me, I was like, no, it's too late for me, obviously, to get scholarships and things like that to be professional. But I think, to Cayla's point around getting more students into it, like knowing that there's different avenues, like you don't have to be pro, like you could just use that to get you to your college degree and get you, you know, started in that respect. And not everyone's academic, right? There are so many of us that are athletic and can, like you said, be great tennis players, and they just don't know it because they think it's a rich person's sport. So I applaud you for sharing that, because, you know, some people would be like, well, if I didn't start at age 5, it's over for me. And it's like, no,
exactly.
We have time. So we have a question from your soror, and Nachika Trot says, what player inspires you? And I know we kind of know the answer, but I would also like you to share, why does that player inspire you?
I think she froze a little bit.
I think she did. I'm going to bring her out. Kales, are you still there? I think you froze.
She froze elegantly. That is such a good picture.
That's a great thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to contact Kales and let her know that she froze and see if we can get her back. So I'm going to remove her, Jack. And what we can actually do is, we'll take a quick commercial break, and then Jack and I will come back to give you guys some more insight on tennis in Bermuda while we work on getting Cayla back in the studio. So make sure you do not go anywhere. And if you have any questions for Cayla, make sure you ask them, because once she gets back, we're going to be sending them all her way.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda. supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. What's a Friday without technology issues? And personally, I work in IT, so I'm a little bit nervous about how my Friday is going to go. But I think we have Cayla backstage. I think she is good to go. Kayla, are you there?
I'm here.
You didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything. No, it was definitely the internet gods just doing their thing. You know how Bermuda Wi-Fi is. It just doesn't want us to be great. So before we took that commercial break, we did bring up this question from the Chica Trot. She wants to know what player inspires you, and we want you to go into a little bit more detail. Like, what is it about that player that inspires you?
Hi, Sarah Chica. Serena Williams, all the way. Mm-hmm. Everything about Serena inspires me. Her aggression, her fight, her willpower, how she doesn't give up, how the media always tries to tear her down, the fact that she's Black, the fact that she wins, all of that. That is me through and through. I'm very aggressive on the court. I'm very vocal. I pump myself up. I do all the fist pumps, all the come-ons, all the let's goes. Mm-hmm. If I'm behind, I dig deep. I fight to come back. That's definitely my inspiration. She's also the only person I even watch. So, yeah, I'm one of those people that plays tennis, but I don't really watch tennis. But if Serena's playing, and especially if it's a Grand Slam, I'm watching. Mm. My dad, that was his favorite player. So, yeah, definitely Serena. And then close to Serena is Roger Federer. So Serena's the aggressive, and then Roger's the cool one. Mm. So her later in life, I'm more of a Federer, unless it's a very intense match, then I'm Serena. But I love Federer as well because his calm, cool, collective, his demeanor so humble. And yeah, but definitely Serena all the way.
I love it. And so we actually have another question for you, Kayla. This one is coming from I am Shilly Shally. Here's a question. Mm-hmm. How important is teaching good sportsmanship, not just good technique?
Very important. That topic and that word actually came up in my summer camp this summer. Sportsmanship is important because obviously in tennis, someone has to win, someone has to lose. And losing, is just a learning point. You have to take your losses like your wins and learn and grow from them. And sportsmanship is important because tennis, the community is already small. So there's no need to hold grudges and be mad at one another. You have to show each other respect and keep it pushing. Sportsmanship will carry you a long way, not just through tennis, but through life. So it's definitely important, just as important as technique. And especially when you're representing your country, you're representing yourself, you're representing your parents. So yeah, sportsmanship, very important.
That's an excellent answer. So we have this question from Jamal, and because I don't know the tennis space, I'm going to ask Jacky to ask this question because she might know how to pronounce his name, or you might know Kales. But this is Jamal's question.
Thoughts on Djokovic?
Okay. And so for context,
I like Djokovic. That's a person.
Okay, I was like, is that like a tournament? Like, what is this word?
Djokovic's
last name.
Is he number one right now?
I don't know. I'm a pay more close attention to him when Federer retires, because I'm not a Nadal fan, although I respect him for who he is. I think Djokovic will be my next person I root for after Federer. He's just so nerdy to me. He's like a little geek. But that's just my personal view of him. I think his tennis strokes are flawless. He's a great athlete. But I can't really see him until Federer moves up my way.
Makes sense.
Got you. Because I was like, okay, what is this name?
Djokovic has grown a lot over the years. When he first came out, he was like a spoiled child. If things weren't going his way, he'd disrupt play. He would slow the match down. He would complain that he's got clay in his eye. He would throw his racket. He would wrench the umpire and the crowd. Like, it was entertaining.
Okay, maybe I won't be for him. You should never tell me that, Jacky.
No, that's why I said he's grown over the years. He's so much better now. That was when he first came out. But like Federer, when he first came out, a lot of people don't know this, but he used to have the worst temper and sportsmanship. Oh my God, it was so bad. I remember one time I saw him throw his racket down, and he threw it up, caught it, and spanked it again. And I was just like, I don't know whether to be impressed or disgusted with what just happened, because that was like major Reds times 10. But going back to tennis in Bermuda, I don't. From my perspective, I know that there's times where the women don't get as much support as, say, the man. Have you ever experienced that, or do you think
definitely.
You want to go more into?
And I just think it's just like power in numbers. It's never really been more of us than them. And like I've spoken to a couple coaches, and they're like, "Yeah, I've just never been interested in coaching the women's. Why?" You know. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. That was our journey. And I'm just looking forward to changing that going forward, you know? But I think the first step is just getting more females involved in the sport and taking it from there. And obviously, it's going to fall on people like Jacky and I. So as long as we're willing to put in the work and hand the torch over, we could change that. We could change that narrative.
Perfect. That's all I need to hear.
And I think I was actually going to say, I think it's awesome that the two of you are in that space, because like, you know, you're trying to change it so that the next generation doesn't have to be the only girl playing tennis or the only person, you know, girl or boy playing tennis. Like all of my friends, like Cayla said, we're the tennis people. We're all going to tennis practice together after school. So it's not just one of us.
That's what I want to see, as well as more people watching the sport. So here we are, thriving in this, I would say, very challenging sport. Is not easy at all. And who has came to see us? Our parents.
That's it.
Just like our friends who we invite. But you go to a football game or cricket game, and the whole Bermuda's there to see these lot and acknowledge them for who they are and what they bring to their game. But people only hear our names. They haven't really seen us. So many people know us as, oh yeah, they play tennis, have never seen us play, just taking whatever they heard and running with it. So I would like to see more supporters out as well.
I love it. I think with this conversation, we're definitely going to get people out there. So we have another question from Yosora. She asks, have you attended any of the major tennis events in the world? And if so, which ones?
Yes, I got to go to the US Open in 2017. That was my first time. So I was able to tick that off my bucket list. And I definitely will be back. It's my goal to visit all 4 Grand Slams in 1 year. So I just need to work on making that happen as soon as COVID calms down a bit.
I can see that. And so what are the other 3? Because, you know, I'm a newbie, y'all. All I know is the US Open. So what are the other ones what are the 4 Grand Slams?
So we have the Australian Open, French Open, the US Open is the last one, which is coming up, and Wimbledon.
Okay.
So it's 4 major Grand Slams.
Got you. Okay, I learned something new, y'all, because
Jacky, you can tell her where each one is held.
Oh, look at that. She put you in the spot.
Even though it's kind of self-explanatory.
I know how to say Australian Open is in Australia. The French Open is in Dubai. Tricked you, never. It's definitely in, France. And then, of course, Wimbledon is in London, and then US Open's in New York.
So they're like in the same cities, though, like each time? Like the French one is in the same French city every time?
Yes.
Okay. Jacky can't hear us now.
No, I think my AirPods just died. They're just like, nah, bye. But they're fully charged. I need to get new ones.
And so we actually have some more questions for Cayla. So I want to get to this one from Karen Simmons. She wants to know, how are you appealing to females to get into the sport? So are you actively working on targeting young females, or are you just open to, whoever comes?
Oh, definitely whoever comes. But I just have a special interest in females. So I'm trying to, because listen, social media, I'm trying my best, okay?
It's hard.
So I'm trying to go on girly photo shoots and I have the website up and running, and I'm just trying to make it like look for a girl like, oh, okay, I want to do that. You know, because even growing up, I wasn't even a girly girl, but I'm trying that approach this time. Like, you know, you could dress cute, you can be sassy, you could be humble. Why not try the sport? It's not just dance out there. There's other ways that you can be a girly girl and compete. So I'm trying through social media. I'll try to get involved with schools. And I'm open to any feedback or suggestions from anyone.
I love it. We have. Go ahead, Jack.
You'll definitely be hearing from me, because knowing that you're ready to get the girls, I do have a few girls groups, and obviously they're growing, so I might need some help.
Okay.
Look at that collaboration. We love to see it. So here's a question for you. What is the significant difference between playing on clay and grass? And I think we kind of talked about this earlier, but I do want to get Cayla's opinion. Like, what's so different between the two?
Well, the turf is different. So like she said, clay is like the sandy, gritty. I've never actually even seen, let alone been on a grass court. I don't know if Jacky has.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, it's just like the pace of the ball is different. I want to say hard court is kind of in between the two. Clay slows it down, and grass is supposed to speed it up. And a hard court is kind of in the middle. So Bermuda is known for having hard and clay courts. I practice on hard courts. Most tournaments are played on hard courts, but those who are familiar with the Axel tournament that used to happen each year at Coral Beach, all of Coral Beach's courts are clay courts. That's where you could do all the sliding. I prefer hard courts, although clay courts are okay. I just don't like getting this stuff all in my sneakers and my socks. But
that's interesting. I'm like, wait.
It's a recipe for a blister. It's a recipe for a blister.
Yeah.
Because it gets and it's like running on the beach with socks and sneakers and expecting nothing to get in your socks and sneakers. It's not.
Gotcha. So, Cayla, as we wrap up, for those that want to get into tennis and possibly want to work with you, sign up for a lesson, how can they get in contact with you, and let them know your website and all those details?
Okay. You can visit my website, which is www.cctennisacademy.com, or you can give me a call or WhatsApp at 505-0832. Or you can hit me up on social media, Instagram, Facebook, or you can email me at crosscourt.tennis19@gmail.com.
That's awesome. Thanks for that information. Thank you for this conversation. Y'all really educated me. I feel like I can be the next Serena Williams in like another lifetime. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Cayla.
Thank you for having me and inviting me.
You're welcome.
You would think that I'm used to being up at this time, having a 1-year-old, but this was early.
Wow. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. So that conversation was great, Jack. Audience, let us know what you thought about our conversation with Cayla. It looks like we have someone that's ready to sign up today. Robert Bean said he's going to sign up today. And Jack and I have talked about it before as well, that I'm going to be doing my tennis. I talked about it on the show. It's going to happen this month. No, not this month, September. It's going to happen.
That's a tight window.
For sure. It's definitely going to happen in the month of September. But audience, let us know what you thought of our conversation with Cayla Cross of Cross Court Tennis. We're going to actually transition right now into our Feel Good Vibe of the day, because we are getting close to the end of the episode. And we know you want to hear Jacky's jokes. Over to you, Jack.
Okay, ready?
I'm always ready.
Yeah. What do you call a magician that loses his magic?
A joker.
Ian. Think of the spelling.
Alrighty then.
What kind of dog keeps the best time?
I don't know.
A watchdog.
A watchdog.
What do you call a person from the Czech Republic that gets kicked out of a bar?
A Czech Republic that kicked out of a bar. A British person.
A bounced check.
A bounce check. All right, sis. We have a comment from Abigail Deal. She says, it was a great conversation. First time I've seen this show. Keep up the great work, ladies. Thank you for joining us, first time viewer. And Karen Simmons also says, great conversation. And on that note, we do hope not only did our feel-good topic of the day with Cayla Cross of Cross Court Tennis have you ready to have a good day, but also our feel-good vibe with Jacky. I'm Terri Tuku alongside the one and only Jacky Lambert. We trust we'll see you again next week for more feel-good conversations. Same time, same place. Until the next episode, peace and have a good day, Bermuda.